Joining me live in the studio, 16-year-old Hannah Nelson. It's been a long day for her. She addressed the huge crowd at the waterfront ahead of the Obamas, and I'm joined also by Sylvia Gordon from Groundwork Northern Ireland, whom the President singled out for praise. Hannah, I'd like to start with you. How were you chosen?
I had to enter a competition under the title "How do you make peace permanent in Northern Ireland?" So I wrote that on a Saturday, entered it on a Sunday. And on the Wednesday, I got a call from my dad telling me I had to go get a taxi to school. So down there, I went and met some members from the US,
the Consul General's office,
yeah.
Right?
And they told me, give me an idea of what I had to do. Then the Thursday, I went down to the waterfront again, found out the role I'd been playing.
Had you any idea what it would result in, that you were going to be asked not only to write this article, but read it out in front of the President and his wife?
No, I had no idea from what I've achieved now, I had no idea that I'd be entering to get where I am now.
And your reaction when chosen?
I was completely shocked because it's not what I was expecting. So,
now that it's behind you, and I mean, we're seeing images there of Mrs. Obama greeting you on stage. Now that it's behind you, is it a bit of a blur? What is it like?
Yeah, I can't really remember what she said, what went on backstage, but I'm just so glad I got that amazing opportunity, and it's something I'm never going to forget.
I'm sure it is, and something that I'm sure you'll want to build on in the future as well. Sylvia Gordon, did you know that you were going to receive an honourable mention in Dispatches this morning?
No, I didn't, so it was completely a surprise for myself and for my colleagues and for the organisation.
But you must have had some idea that Groundwork Northern Ireland was going to be mentioned.
No, if anything, I thought it would be the Alexandra Park Steering Group that would be mentioned, and all of the partners. That includes Groundwork. I was completely taken aback, but delighted, I must say, because it's a huge validation of the work that we do and the work of local partners.
The President did single you out, and you were waving furiously when he asked you to identify yourself, but he wasn't able to see you. Is that because you were so far back?
I was way up in the rafters and way back as well, and I didn't have a seat, so I was standing, leaning against one of the walls. So
you must have lost your balance almost whenever your name came out.
Well, thank goodness that I was, as I say, leaning against something, because it was unexpected. Now,
it's an immense boost, surely, for the work that you're doing.
I hope so. I hope so, and I hope that people take from this that it is not just about the organisation that I work for, but those that we work in partnership with across the statutory sector, across the voluntary and community sector as well, those local partners on the ground that do make the difference.
You'll be going back into work tomorrow with a spring in your step, I'm sure?
Well, hopefully so. Certainly there was a spring in the step this morning. It was a beautiful morning. Rain started to fall just before we got into the waterfront, and it was just a joy to see Belfast in the news, in the international news. It was fantastic.
Hannah, you've just completed your GCSEs and you're off on holiday tomorrow, so what, you've just put schoolwork behind you for a couple of months now, have you?
Yeah, just forget about it all until I get my results, and then back to school, hopefully.
But then, in the meantime, you certainly won't be forgetting, or won't want to forget, about the experience of today.
No, definitely not. Something I'll keep with me forever.
Well, thank you for coming in, both of you, and you can now get to bed. You were yawning a little bit earlier on. I'm sure you will sleep very well tonight. Hannah and Sylvia, thank you both very much indeed.